In this video help, we're going to be covering the Project Drawing package. This is the assembly level of the particular screen that we came over from the Project Drawing catalog. This will take you directly to the last screen that you viewed if you were viewing one here. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to do a couple of different things. Either we could use the list view to pick a particular one that we wanted to go to, or a top level drawing. So we're going to go into the catalog, and you can see in here that this is the assembly level package drawings. When you created a record in here and then added the next lower assembly that you're actually going to be working and breaking down in this design of this particular boat or manufacturer, you created a portal record. When you created the portal record, in the first video we showed on the screen, I said that we would go to the portal to show you how that works. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the portal record, and in the portal record it's going to return and show you the top level drawing of the individual device or thing we're going to be designing or building. Now, because this is a portal record in here, again, you can add as many different screens as you want to. Now, these can be drawings of the process that we're going to be doing. In this case, this is the hull assembly at the top level. Then down below is the actual main assembly, which is the fuel tank mounting system that we're going to be talking about as far as the next lower subassembly in the hull record that we were looking at back over on the portal screen. So if I go back over in the catalog, you'll see it here. This is the hull assembly, and then this is the tank mounting for the fuel tank. So let's go back over to the portal record. What it did is it basically transferred to the child record all the information we created for the individual row record in the assembly, then a subassembly for the next lower item. Now what happens here is that this particular product or thing that we're going to buy or build has a cost related to it. So if you put the cost to purchase it, which is cost, and then the price at which you would sell that particular item, it would be, in this case, $42,000. That would be the hull. And in this case, what I've done is I've taken a polygon tool and I've outlined the image. Now, I don't obviously have the entire drawing package for this scale model and everything for constructing the boat, or I would have the individual untrimmed hull. In addition, I would have drawings that would show the fuel tank for the subassembly drawing that I could add in here if I wanted to. Or I could have actual photographs of the pre-assemble without the tank mounted, and then with the tank mounted, I could have another view of that from an actual photograph, or a drawing to also be included in there. Over on the notes screen, I would put in any notes that describe the particular graphics that are going to be covered in this level and on this sub-level for this portal record. Now, understanding that each time you create the top level drawing in a group, which is the catalog, it carries over to the portal as a child record, and it provides the next subassembly that you'd be working on. And you could have multiple subassemblies or assemblies that were based on the main assembly that you're working with over on that record. Remember, we had the top level, the assembly, now the subassembly. Later on, we'll be looking at the materials and parts that are connected to the individual assembly in the subassembly screen. Now, what we could do is we could run the subassembly report right now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover that separately. Just as a overview going back and covering this information, this is a cost and price for the item that we're talking about as the subassembly that we're going to go work on. In this case, we needed the hull assembly and then fuel tank mounting in this case. So this is going to be what we're going to be working on. Now, you can ad-lib a little bit for yourself. It's your own choice in the way that you want to set up the individual drawings. You can put a different kind of a subassembly in there. I just picked one and I wrote it up as the way I wanted to present the information, because I looked at this design of this particular ship and I didn't have the drawings to show the individual piecework that I would have to work with. If I had that, it'd be a lot easier to make choices as to which drawings that I wanted to show and in what order I wanted to show them based on the way the original drawing person who put the drawing set together envisioned how they would be used as far as the manufacturer or services. Okay? So if you have any questions about this, I'll be happy to answer those questions if you call me. Once again, there is a find up in the top of the screen. This, by the way, is the ID for the individual product description ID that'll show over here. You do not edit these. They are not going to be editable, so you do not want to change those. It shows the picture title in the portal. You add that by clicking in and adding that for each individual one. So I could click in here and add the title for this one. Now there's a sub portal that we didn't cover yet, but there is a portal that you can go to that shows you the individual screen, and you would go back to the original thing at the catalog or at the package portal. So you can jump back and forth with one click to see this. This is the portal. The other one is the individual picture. So if you wanted to do a search by the name, you could do that in the individual portal, but as you recall, you do not do that in the actual scrolling portal because it does not work. With any other questions you might have, please call me or get on the chat. And if you needed to, you can delete this record by clicking the delete button to remove this individual screen. Thank you.